Well, hey, how y'all doing? This is Tim Old Man Gig. I'm back. Okay, I know I've been away for a little while. I haven't put out any videos. That's because I took a 32 odd day hiatus, seeing my family, seeing my granddaughters and my grandsons, seeing my daughter, seeing other people that I care about, and well, now I'm back in business and hitting at it. What I'm gonna do today is my top 5 restaurants from my market area and my worst 5 restaurants that I don't like. Everybody's market's going to be different. I'm going to have probably some on my favorite list that you're going to be like, what? No. But for my market area, these are my top 5. So starting off with number 5 of my top 5, we're going to have this is an individual store. It is a called New York Deli. Got a photo of it up right there. And a great owner, great people that work there. They get the orders out in a timely fashion, and they're usually pretty good orders. And if you're ever in Boone, North Carolina, you got to go to New York Deli to get their New York Deli bagels. They're the best in town. All right, number 4 on my list, all right, is Burger King. You're going to say, what? The King? Yes, Burger King in my market, those people do it timely, they do it fashionably, they do it great. I very rarely have to wait no more than a couple minutes from the time I get the, if I'm close by, I have to wait a couple minutes to get the order because I'm that close. But generally, the orders are ready, they're on top of it, and they're really good at it. And so as long as it's the right order, you know what I mean? I'm not going to take a garbage order from them, for someone for delivery, but as long as someone's tipping right, that little monkey's going to dance. So let's go down to number 3. All right, number 3 is the Golden Arches, Mickey D's, McDonald's, whatever you want to call it. They are on top of it, especially in the morning and lunchtime. Evening times are a little bit rough, and I don't do an evening, so I don't care very often. But generally for breakfast and their lunch rush, they're on top of it. They have someone dedicated to do these orders, and they hammer them out. And like I said, again, if you're really close by the McDonald's, yes, you're going to have to wait a couple minutes before the order is done. But if you get the order and you're 3 minutes away, by the time you get there, they're setting it up. And so you grab and go, and you gotta love those grab and go orders. All right, number 2, this is going to be like a 1A 1B type of situation, but my number 2 is Starbucks. Those people are great. People know me there. They know my name. They greet me, hey, how we doing? Hey, we got that order for you. They let me know what's going on. Hey, this one is out. We're out of this milk or that milk, which seems to happen, more often than not. But they let me know immediately as soon as I get in the store, so I don't have to sit there and stand around and wait. And they're generally pretty quick at getting their orders in because they're coming off of Uber Eats. Generally, Uber Eats is not like DoorDash where they immediately just send you the order. Uber Eats kind of times it a little bit better with their algorithm. So with that being said, I always get, almost never have to wait but a few minutes, a minute or two, which is I'm fine with, especially since it's going in short distance. Now that was my 1B or number 2, and my number 1 is ChickfilA. There it is, ChickfilA. Now the ChickfilA there, the people there are fantastic. The owner of that particular franchise here in Boone, North Carolina is great. The people there are great. They're always friendly, courteous. They, again, when I just walk in the door and it's like going to Cheers and everybody's going Norm, and I hear Tim, hey, they all know me. So it's always good to know that because they sometimes put a little bit better priority on your orders if they get to know you. And that's another key. If you want to sit there and do these deliveries, get to know your restaurant, get to know your restaurant owners, get to know the people in there, and they'll take care of you if you take care of them by taking care of their customers. And it does work and things like that. The only hiccup with Chick-fil-A, especially only in this one, is the transition from breakfast to lunch. because they don't do lunch orders they don't do a full menu all day. They do the breakfast from 10:30 and then lunch afterwards. So DoorDash and Uber Eats, sometimes they'll start sending you orders at 10:15 for those lunch orders, and that's why on DoorDash I won't take them. All right, now let's get to the bottom 5. The bottom 5 is going to be pretty simple. It's going to be just about any restaurant, and when I mean restaurant, I mean like number 5. I'm not going to show any of the pictures. You got Applebee's. All right, Applebee's, Chili's, for me, they all are not very good. They're all, especially if it's DoorDash order and you got to wait. So it would be DoorDash. It would be, they never time it out right. So you're always waiting. So Applebee's, then number 5, number 4, Chili's, number 3 would be Bojangles if their lobby is closed. So you gotta, for me, it's Bojangles if their lobby is closed and you gotta go through the drive-through line. That drive-through line gets packed. So it's just a waiting game. That's why they're the 3. If the doors or the lobby is open because they have the employees there, they're usually pretty good, and I'll take those orders. But if their lobby's closed, it's like right there. Then my number 3 worst to do, because it's just so long. You can spend almost 15 minutes in their drive-through line. Number 2 would be Cracker Barrel, and the Cracker Barrel is just the worst, especially if it's a DoorDash order. Uber Eats order, I have better luck at doing Cracker Barrel, but I don't get very many of those because, like I said, the Uber Eats algorithm gives them to you in a better, as the store has, they're not going to send them to you immediately and say, well, the pickup time's in 20 minutes away, because that's how long the restaurant's going to take. DoorDash gives you that, and then you're tied up for 20 minutes. Either that or you cancel it. And then let somebody else wait while you can get some other orders, which is normally, I just don't even take those if they're on DoorDash. And then my number 1 is any Chinese restaurant in this town. Any Chinese restaurant, any Chinese, Japanese restaurant we have both, and they are the worst. They are the worst. You can just guarantee it, that it's going to be a 10-15 minute wait, guaranteed every single time, and it's not worth it. Not even when one that's $5 or $5.75, $6.25, and it's only going 1.5 miles, but you're sitting there for 15-20 minutes waiting for that. So you got to look at that and how much that is affecting your dollar per hour and your productivity. So there it is. That's wrapped up. This is Tim Old Man Gig with my top 5 worst and my top best. Now leave your comments down below and let me know which ones you think, or which ones in your market are your tops and which ones are your worst. There may be some similarities there, but if you haven't tried some of those tops, and some people just don't like McDonald's, it all depends on how that McDonald's operates. I get that. Same with the ChickfilA. It all depends on the management and how they operate. But if you have a good management team there, and you kind of like, if they get to know you, you can kind of work some of the stuff with them and say, hey, give them, I've given some suggestions here, not suggestions, but I let them know, hey, you're in the afternoon, the morning times, you guys are great. In the afternoons, not so much. I don't think you have the right people in the right place at that time. And I talked to the store manager because I see him all the time in the mornings, and he asked me how everything's going, and I mentioned that to him, and he goes, yeah, we're working on that. And they did, and they were aware how things were slowing down in the afternoon to get those orders out, and it was backing up everything else. So they did something to correct it. Sometimes some of them don't care, some of them do care, but so talk to other drivers and find out what is theirs. But for right now, this is Tim Old Man Gig. Peace. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you on my next video coming out shortly.